Hey, Sal.
Hey, how you going?
I'm good. Episode 6 of our podcast. This one's going to be a
Yeah,
bit different.
a little bit different, but it's good. It's a good mix up. Wow, nice crown.
I'm wearing one of my two tiaras.
They are absolutely beautiful.
I know. Do you know what? I've never owned a tiara before. I realize, even I think as a little kid, I don't think I ever owned one.
Yeah, now
So
you do. Now you got two.
I know. Hey, some of our listeners might actually just be like, "Why is this grown woman wearing a tiara right now?" I suppose we should probably talk
Should we
about
do
that.
the
Hey,
should we do the shout outs to the sponsors and then we'll get into it?
yeah, sounds good. So, thank you to our sponsors, Fernwood Salisbury and Kojo Coffee, keeping us fueled and giving us somewhere safe and positive and amazing to train. So,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
definitely. All
yeah.
right, tell us a bit about this tiara story.
Wow. So yesterday, I made my figure debut, bodybuilding, with the Natural Bodybuilding Australia, the NBA comp. And oh, hang on 1 second. I almost forgot. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
So professional. I didn't get the other bling ready. So I came away with 6 gold medals.
Woohoo!
So in, let me just think, in novice, mums, and open for figure and figure international. And then I'll put them to the side. And then I won the overall for both figure and figure international. It was
So
a
you
clean
cleaned
sweep.
up.
Like, I won everything.
But well deserved. Well deserved. You have worked hard for that.
I have. It was, like, honestly, the most epic day. I've still got my tan on and I'm still trying to get the makeup off. I went and trained last night after I got home and trained this morning, and yeah, got a few funny looks. But you know what? Doesn't matter. I don't really care. People can look. It's fine.
They don't know the
Um,
backstory.
no, and this morning I actually had to do the drug test first thing.
Oh, yeah.
I got sent a link, and they
Mm.
do it's, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but basically it's about a 10-minute long test, and you've got to hold up the camera and it watches your eyes.
Oh.
And they ask, like, the same sort of, basically what they're trying to get out of it is whether or not you've used banned substances, whether or not you have bribed any judges.
Wow.
And I think there's one other thing. And what they do is they ask in, like, a gazillion different ways those same 3 questions. So the idea is, like, they'll catch people out if
Yeah, if
they
you're
have
lying.
been cheating or if they've done the wrong thing. But I realized how tired I was because there was one question and I panicked on it. And I'm normally a word person. I'm a writer, I'm a reader. And they used the word abstain, and it was like, so you've got to answer true or false. And the first, like, bunch of questions were like, I have taken a banned substance, like, false. I have not taken a banned substance, true. And, like, you've just got to listen and answer it. And on one of the questions, they said something like, I have abstained from using any banned substances in the last 5 years. And I hardly slept last night because the adrenaline was crazy, and I think I was still full of caffeine, and I still, like, a state of overwhelm. And my first thought was abstain. does that mean I've done it or I haven't done it? I don't know what abstain means, but I panicked. I was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh no. And I thought, what if I fail this test? And yeah, but thankfully they asked so many questions that like it's just about catching people out if they have done the wrong thing. Yeah, and Art Natural Law have bribes. So that's how I started my morning this morning.
Wow. So it's like a video, so you actually have to talk it.
Yeah, you have to
Wow.
set your camera up. I didn't realize it was going to go for so long. So I was holding my camera, a bit of a shit bodybuilder because I got like a few minutes in and my arm was killing me. And I was like, well, I didn't think this through, did I? And then thank goodness they let you take a break halfway through. So I ended up setting it up on my kitchen bench and sitting on one of the kids' little stools and setting it up that way so I didn't have to hold it because my arms were so sore.
That's from all the yesterday, I reckon.
But yeah, yesterday was just the best day. You know, obviously winning was insane, like just such an experience, but it wasn't necessarily the highlight of the day. I know that sounds silly. Um, just, you know, I had so many people there supporting me, my coach, my posing coach, you know, and Scotty, who was helping me like with all the protocol and everything. And like, you know, it brought out the nerd in me just going through like the protocol with what he you know, gave me to drink and nutrient timing and pumping up and breathing exercises. And you know, he said like I just played a small role, but it wasn't a small role. Like those little things to me like were huge, and I found it so fascinating. You know, like the hair and makeup people, the tanning people, the crew that were there, the other athletes, my people that were there, my kids being there. Like, there's so many things about yesterday that it's rare for me, but I'm speechless, like, at how, I don't know, how amazing it was. I realized I forgot to set a timer. How long have we been talking for, do you reckon?
Probably between 5 to 10 minutes already.
Yeah. All right. I'll set a timer. Honestly, like I'm so blown away. Like it was just the best day, the best day. But yeah, super cool, super cool. And like, it's so funny. I've been sent so many messages and people saying like, you know, you looked so confident and all of that sort of stuff. But let me tell you, like, I was shitting bricks. Like, just before I went on stage the first time, like I was so nervous that I was almost in tears. And, you know, Scotty just had me breathing. He's like, breathe in for 5, hold for 5, breathe out for 5. And like a couple of people said to me afterwards that, you know, they were like, oh, I just, you know, you just look so cool, calm and collected. And it was like inside, like I was shitting myself. And when I went up, like, and I was trying to hold my front relaxed pose, like my legs were shaking. And people thought it was because I was working so hard in my pose, and it wasn't. I was just shitting bricks.
And you know, I think that's natural, isn't it? You know, it's a big thing being up there, and until you experience that, I don't think you really understand how nerve-wracking it can be.
So crazy. But yeah, like a massive shout out to the guys, like the NBA guys. Like, what a comp
Oh, it was
they
brilliant.
run.
Yeah, very, very well run.
If you're a bodybuilder and you are in SA and you don't do NBA, you are missing out.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah. If not for you, for the experience, your spectators, everybody that went and watched said to me that they just had the best time. They thought it was incredible. So, like, this is a shout out. Anyone who's a bodybuilder in SA, support this federation because what an epic show.
Yeah, they are very good at running their shows. They were brilliant.
They care so much about their
Brilliant. Yeah.
athletes. They care about the experience. And, like the photos that people have sent me with the lighting, with the smoke, with everything like that, and these aren't even the professional photos. I'm like, I can't wait to see the professional ones.
Yeah, that'll be really good.
Yeah. How was your experience of the day?
I absolutely loved it. Again, I haven't seen a NBA show. I've only seen the ICM when I was in it last year.
Mhm.
But oh my gosh, I'll definitely be doing it. And what a show, like the way they ran it, yeah, just the way they, I think, individualized each person as well. I don't think the competitors just seemed like another competitor up there when they were talking about them. They
Mm,
really took the time and worded things to make every competitor feel like individualized. And I think that was beautiful because, as an athlete, if we're all treated the same, it just feels like the same thing,
mhm.
being treated with your individualities. It was beautiful to see, like for a competition to be run like that. It's incredible. I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like it. I 100%, yeah, I say
Mm.
support this federation as well. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And they
I'm really
say
proud
that
of
they
it.
put athletes first, and they 100% do.
Oh,
Like
they 100%
100%.
do. Yep,
Yeah.
100% do. Yep.
Yeah.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and you didn't make me cry, but you did. But no, I'm very proud of you, and all your hard work definitely paid off yesterday. And
Yeah.
you were very deserving of everything you brought home.
Thank you. So I have made a couple of decisions. So I was meant to be doing 5 shows in a row, and I've actually made the decision I'm not going to do ENP next week, which is Elite Natural Physique. It's a South Australian federation. It's only in SA. I was so excited to do it because I just get a really great vibe from these guys, and their workshops have been so good. Like I've taken so much from their workshops as well. But my decision is sort of based on I could do with an extra week. Like as you guys know, we had influenza B go through the household, and I'm still like I would say I'm 90% better, but I'm still sort of feeling the effects of that as well. So
Yeah.
I just want to have an extra week to recover from that and come in, focus on using that extra week to come in leaner for the ICN comp, because they really favor a very conditioned look. And then nationals for NBA the weekend after that, and then the finale will be nationals for ICN the weekend after that. So
Busy,
it's yeah,
busy.
yeah. So it's gone down to 4 comps instead of 5, but I'm feeling good with that decision. So yeah, that's what the next week or so is looking like for me. So carbs are back down to lower as of today.
Damn
Cardio's
it.
back, so back to the grind. But I've got this fire in my belly. Like I was motivated before, but I've got this fire in my belly is just like going up about 10 notches. Like
And I think that's so, and as I was saying to you yesterday, you're there, you're watching it, and it just empowers you. Like, I was like, I just want to be up there, and I can't wait to be up there. Like, it just gives you that fire, like you said, okay, it just brings you back. I think sometimes when you're feeling a little bit lost or uncertain, and you're like, nah, I got this. Like, this is my goal. So I got that feeling.
yeah,
So it's really
yeah,
cool.
that's cool. One thing that I found was really cool as well, on Friday night. So I talked to you about this yesterday. We had a bit of a discussion about this, and we talked about visualizations. So one of the really like known powerful tools to achieving success is visualizing yourself doing the thing. And I talked to you about this because this is something that I've actually never been particularly good at, like meditation. Like I find it very, very difficult to do this. And I don't really think I've ever been able to do visualization properly. And I think a lot of it has to do like with that negative self-talk stuff that we've been talking about over like the last few episodes. And next week we are going to focus on like changing the narrative and making it more positive, which and the reframing, which I'm still not there yet. And I'm looking forward to that because I'm going to get so much out of it as well. So I'm super excited for that one. But yeah, I think that's probably part of why I've never been able to do visualizations, because of like a real lack of self-belief. And, you know, I've had people in my corner this time around, and obviously I've done a lot of work with the negative self-talk, and I'm actually excited to see, you know, when I start implementing some of the things that you're going to talk about next week, what that's going to do. But on Friday night, I did a little bit of journaling. Like I went to bed super early because the kids were staying at Amy's house, and so I was able to go to bed at like 8:30. Just did a little bit of journaling, which I do every single night. I think you know, gratitude is just such an important way to end your day. Like to be grateful, even if you're going through a shit time. You know, just to be grateful for even the small things, like your cup of coffee in the morning, or, you know, the fact that you've got a roof over your head, like some people don't. And I was sort of halfway through writing, and then I just closed my book and I closed my eyes and I just sat there. And without, I didn't deliberately set out to do it, but I just started visualizing, like, and it was like a movie playing of me getting the tiara, getting the trophy, like my name being called out. And it was the craziest experience. Like it was, I've never had anything like that before. And it was like this movie, and I just played through this scene of me winning and me taking home the overalls. And like it was just such a powerful thing. And yeah, like I don't know,
it's one of those things, you know, and this is why, you know, we're doing this podcast, is because your brain will automatically think the negative. And we focus so much on that, what we say is a negative, but I think it's very important to, again, remind everyone it's just as important to focus on the small things, the glimmers that you see, which glimmers are the opposite to, you know, the negative. So the small things, like you said, a cup of coffee, the warm sun today, like those little things. And when you truly believe it and you visualize it, your brain connects to that. And in some way, like, you know, what you think about, you bring about. That is so, so true, because when we don't see the positives, we actually block the positive things from happening, because it affects us in a way that changes us that we don't even know. So, you know, you doing that happening to you is it shows a big shift and change for you. And that just is credit to you on how far you're going with this mindset change, because you are able to actually visualize that, which is pretty powerful. And then, you know, it happens. Now, I'm not saying everything you visualize is going to happen if that's not the way the world works, but you would have been more open and confident in yourself on the day because of that. And that's why the outcome happened. So it really is a mind game. It 100% is a mind game.
Yeah. And I think you behave differently when you believe in yourself. You behave differently. Yeah, it just controls so much.
100%. Like, and you believe, you visualizing that, and then your core obviously believed that, and then you got up there. So you would have been more confident yesterday because of that visualization. And, you know, that gave you that little bit of extra oomph to do what you did up there. Now, if you hadn't visualized that, you might not have been so confident. You may still have, but it's really about feeding your mind the power to believe.
Yeah, so true. So true. And it was just case in point yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Enough about me. I would you believe, like, we're probably about nearly 20 minutes in.
That's crazy already.
we got a pretty cool question come through that you said, like, if you want to read it out, because you've got a perspective on this and so will I. But do you want me to read it out and then you can go first with answering it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So it's a long one, but I think
it's a good one.
It's a good one because I think there's so many people out there that can feel this. So
yeah.
Logically, I understand the health benefits of exercise, but I struggle to justify the ongoing cost or time commitment of a gym membership when weighed against other demands. For those who successfully made their health an absolute top priority, how did that shift in mindset happen for you? And how did placing health and yourself first help you overcome the specific hurdle of cost or time, convincing you that a gym membership was not just beneficial, but a necessary and worthwhile investment?
All right. So for me, I used to feel exactly the same way. Knowing the benefits of exercise, but struggling to justify the expense, the time, the gym membership when life was already demanding for me. And I had enough on my plate. But I asked myself if that was a good enough reason for that response. And the mindset shift happened for me when I stopped viewing health as a luxury and I started seeing it as a non-negotiable for the foundation of my life, really, not just things in my life, like my whole life. And one day it just clicked to me. I was like, once I did it, I was more patient, I was more energized, I was more focused, I was more emotionally resilient after putting this in place, the gym in place. And I realized that neglecting my health didn't save me time or money in the long run. It actually cost me both through stress, fatigue, and at one point, eventually burnout. So I think what helped me from a therapist point of view, what helped me reframing the gym was it's not just a place to work out, but it's my daily investment to my future self. So I stopped thinking in extremes, and if I could only go for 3 days a week, that was still worth it. Over time, it became, I guess, it became more about putting my health first and what I was going to get out of those benefits. So in the short term, yes, it might be a bit more costly, but in the long run, what am I going to get for that? And that there just showed my response to my first response that it was incorrect and I was viewing it a total different way, the total wrong way. So it's not, to me, it's not justifiable. It's essential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So not a luxury item.
No, definitely not. Like, I think a lot of us view health as a luxury, and that's things like, sleep, a good diet, anything health related. We view that as, oh, okay, I deserve to rest now. No, it's a non-negotiable to have some rest. And that was one of my biggest ones was I was like, oh, okay, I've done 18,000 steps, so now I deserve to sit for 10 minutes. No, I deserve that regardless, because if if I look at it that first way, I am going to go into burnout. So it's about, yes, we have goals that we need to achieve and milestones we need to achieve, but your health is, you can't achieve all those if your health is down the drum hole. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so at the end of the day, if you're going to not put your health first, there's no point having those goals because you're not going to achieve them when you're in burnout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I agree with everything that you've said. Like, I'm obviously in a unique position where, like, I've got my own gym now and I don't have to pay for a gym membership. I actually do still pay for a gym membership. On the weekend when the kids go to their dad's house, I train at a gym that's closer to home. And really it's because of like time for me, because I don't actually live close to Fernwood. It's probably like a 20-25 minute drive. And also I think it's really important for me to have a day or 2 days where I'm not in work mode, like I'm not at work, I'm not having to be Fernwood Chris. So for me, like I still do pay for a gym membership, and in the past, like I have paid for a gym membership, and I've paid for like a CrossFit membership as well, which is premium rate, like you're talking $40-50 a week. So I have actually also in the past done that. And like you get some gyms out there that like are quite cheap, and you get some that are like a little bit more expensive, and then you get some that are quite expensive. And I'm a firm believer you get what you pay for. And like I know a lot of people view Fernwood as being quite expensive, and really it's only around $20 a week, like, which is actually, if you think about $20 a week, it's not actually that much money. So firstly, in terms of, how much per week it is, like, I'm not here to judge anybody on how they spend their money. Everybody's different. But I think like if we all sat down and had a look at it and mapped out our finances and looked at what we were spending our money on, and if there was a way that we could easily find $20 a week, most people probably would be able to find that, like just with a couple of small tweaks in their budgeting. And it could be something as simple as not buying a cup of coffee like 3 mornings a week, or not buying a bottle of wine on the weekends, or little things like meal prep, buying things in bulk. Like I like to, if there's stuff that I can buy at the supermarket that isn't going to go off when it's on special, I'll buy extra. Like there's food that I know that I'm going to be eating this week, next week, 3 weeks time, so I will buy extra when it's actually on special. So just little things like that, just to be like a bit more cost savvy. And with that, you can generally find that extra money, and you realize that $20 actually isn't much. But in terms of like justifying like that money and that time to yourself, research has shown, like this is undeniable. Research has shown that the 3 most important things for health and mental well-being is movement, is being around positive, supportive people, and music, right? And that trumps pretty much everything else, okay? And we're living in a society at the moment where mental health is such a thing. Like so many people are struggling with depression and anxiety and burnout, as you say. And like if you can sort of think to yourself that for $20 a week or $30 a week, or even less, and maybe 3 by 30-minute sessions, which is an hour and a half, that you have the tools then to really do something positive for your mental well-being, like it's kind of a no-brainer to me.
100%.
Like, and different things are important to different people. Like for me, I'm not really interested in getting my hair done. Like I haven't had my hair done for so long. I haven't dyed it in like since before my kids were born. I get it cut maybe once a year. But to me, like I think being healthy and fit and mentally good makes you more attractive than getting your hair done like every 3 months.
It's the superficial things like that, the society plays an importance on when realistically it's not. That's not
Yeah.
where the importance is.
Yeah, because like, and your skin is better when you exercise. Like, and then not to mention, like we've talked about it so much, the mum guilt for taking the time out. But like, wouldn't you prefer quality over quantity?
100%.
if you aren't looking after yourself, if you're not prioritizing yourself, if you're not prioritizing your health and well-being, you will, without a doubt, whether it's now, whether it's in 6 months, whether it's in 6 years or in 10 years, you will feel the negative repercussions of that with your mental health, with your physical health, right?
Yeah.
You will start, like, your body will start breaking down. You'll be tired. You'll be all of these things. But you will also mentally still be struggling, like, and like like I said, depression and anxiety. The sad thing about depression and anxiety is it's not just one person that it affects.
Mm-hmm.
It affects everybody in your life.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel good about yourself, that will transfer to your relationship with your kids, to your relationship with your partner, with your friends, your workplace, your productivity at work. It's not just a you thing. It doesn't just impact you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you focus on looking after yourself, you're fitter, you're healthier, you're stronger, and your mental health is better, you're actually a better person. You're a better person to be around. You treat your kids better. You have more patience. You, like, it just, again, like, where being in a bad place will expand and radiate, being in a good place will do the same things. And you'll have a better relationship with your kids, a better relationship with your partner, a better relationship with your friends. You want to go out more. You want to do more things. And the flow and effect from that is priceless, without sounding too cheesy. Like,
Yeah.
can you put a price on that? Like,
No. And I think that's where I think a good question to ask yourself if you're in this situation is, what is important to you? What is really important to you? If it is your health and well-being and your life, then, I encourage you to look at, like you said, look at where you can cut some costs, like a couple of morning coffees, or, be honest with yourself. Is there a treat that I buy myself that I don't really need that I can put towards this? Because at the end of the day, if you don't answer that question truthfully, you're only letting yourself down.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're affecting other people, like we said, but you're only being not true to yourself. So ask yourself, what is truly important to you?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want most?
Yeah. And look, the reality is not everybody enjoys exercise,
Yeah.
right? But to that, I say, if you're not enjoying it, try something else.
Yeah.
If you feel self-conscious about going to a gym and people looking at you, join a female-only gym. Join a smaller gym. If
Yeah.
you don't know what you're doing, don't be afraid to ask,
Yeah.
go into classes, try the treadmill. Like, there's no right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Keep trying different things, because eventually, hopefully, you'll find something that you do enjoy. And I know this sounds harsh, but even if you don't find any movement that you do enjoy, suck it up and just do
Mm-hmm.
3 times a week for 30 minutes. And that in itself will make a huge difference to your health and well-being. Like, even if it's
100%.
going for a walk outside, like, me personally, I love going for a walk outside. I love group fitness because that ticks all 3 boxes. Like, you've got movement, you've got great music, you've got amazing people around you. Like, get
Yeah.
into group fitness. Don't do it on your own. Form a community. Like, I honestly think, like, for me, walking on a treadmill or going on a cross trainer is as boring as batshit.
Yeah.
Get into a group fitness class. And so what if you suck? Like, of course you're going to suck.
We all do at the start.
If you've never done it before, how can you expect to be good at it? Like, give yourself time, give yourself patience, because eventually, like, you'll be doing it with everybody else and just enjoy the music. And you run your own race. Like, you don't have to run, you don't have to jump. Just go in there and move around and enjoy the music and being around other people. But I just think, like, how can you not justify it when you think about what it actually can give you?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a very strong foundation to a healthy and happy life. And if you view it from that perspective, I think it will change a bit of the way you see it as well.
If it's going to make you a better person, if it's going to make
Why
you
wouldn't you?
happier,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you? Hey,
And
guess
look,
what,
if you want
Sal?
to, we're up.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, look, if you want to stay in that negative spot, feel free. That's your choice. But just ask yourself, is that really where you want to be?
That could be pretty eye-opening.
Yeah.
And confronting for people. Yeah.
Yep.
What's your week ahead looking like? Quickly, you have to do it in like 30 seconds.
Lots of training. I'm empowered by the show on yesterday. So, yep.
You're pumped.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. What's on the cards for me this week? Not a whole lot of carbohydrates. A lot of training, but yeah, I'm excited. Keen as beans.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then next week, you are going to educate us.
Yes, about some reframing. So we've discussed all the prior stuff. We're going to start turning around and teach you how to change these habits we've been talking about. So it can be pretty raw, and some people take a little bit of a shock to it at first because it feels like a bit of an attack on you personally, but it's not. It's just, don't view it that way, and you'll go in with an open mind and it will be fine.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna take it with me into my next few shows.
Yay!
All right, Sal.
All right.
Have the best rest of your day. Thanks
You
again to
too.
our sponsors, Kojo Coffee,
Thank you.
Salisbury. And if you guys have got any questions, even if we don't have time to do them next week, fire them at us and we'll answer them when we can. I think we've been enjoying, like, every second week we've been doing the questions thing. Thank you so much, everybody who supported us, and make sure you share. And yeah,
thanks guys, and enjoy your Sunday.
See you, Sal.
See ya.